and while we can think of that, we also not don't need to get caught up in the aspect of this is the end, because I think of it as a new beginning. It's just a different way of doing things, and there's still a ton of joy. And a lot of people think the myth is that life is completely over after menopause.
I think the biggest myth that I see is that menopause is only about our reproductive and vaginal health, when actually it's a huge metabolic and immune shift that impacts our long-term brain health, bone health, cardiovascular health. And so we have to address it almost as, Stephanie, you were just saying, like an opportunity into a new phase that's very similar in some ways to puberty, although in reverse, kind of unfortunately. um, and so I think when we think about menopause as just being about hormones or hormone replacement, we're really missing the full system physiologic shift that happens, but also the shift in opportunity to kind of revisit our vision, our goals. What do we want the next 30 years to look like, where we have much more adult autonomy than when we're in that puberty transition?
So one of the biggest myths I think out there is the storyline that estrogen causes cancer. Um, that message has terrified practitioners and it has terrified patients. The Women's Health Initiative study that began in the late 1990s was stopped in 2002. When there was this early interpretation of the results and this message came out that estrogen causes cancer. Well, time has passed and the results have been analyzed and reanalyzed, and a significant number of papers have been produced that actually refute that message. Now, it's not to say if for some reason somebody does develop cancer, and particularly if it's an estrogen receptor positive cancer, estrogen can feed that. Um, but this message that estrogen causes cancer is being shown to be erroneous. Um, it is in fact so many other things that can contribute to, cell dysfunction where, cancer gains ground.